Okay, I'm live. So, let's scooch a little closer. So the point of this video is to do a Q&A. I'm going to answer a lot of questions that people ask me on Facebook. I'm going to answer some questions you guys asked live. I've got this list of questions here. I'm just going to see where this goes and whatever. I just turned the camera on, so I'm going to wait a little bit for people to tune in. I guess I can talk to you about my surroundings and my day. So, I'm in my bedroom right now. I was trying to find a place that my camera mount could sit. I'm actually going to adjust this. Hold on one sec. That would be convenient for me in my house. I put it on this floor length mirror I have before. Never mind, it's not gonna work. Anyway, and it kept falling off. So now I have it up on this counter in my bathroom. My bathroom in my house is kind of like a hotel bathroom. You know, I have that sink that's like in the bedroom for some reason. So that's how it kind of is in my bedroom. It's weird. You're actually on a sink, even though that's my bedroom. It's kind of still a disaster because I'm still unpacking from Montana. I'm being a little slack with that. One second. Come here. Anyway, so the point of this video is to do a Q&A. I'm going to have to, oh no, my battery's good. So I kind of typed the questions I'm wanting to answer here. One question I can already answer is, yes, I have pets. This is Keto. Come here, baby. He's addicted to hair ties. He wants me to always throw a hair tie for him, no matter what is going on. Go get it. And he runs and gets it, and then he brings it back over and over and over and over. So anyhow, I guess I'll get started. 6 people watching is enough. One of you watching should leave a comment so I see how this works, because I've never done... Oh, there you go. Thank you, Josh. I had an amazing time on my trip. I can't even begin to explain it to you. Don't have time in this video to explain it to you, but maybe I'll do another video just on Montana. So, these questions are all in a weird order. I'm just going to start with some of the questions that people ask me, and then if you all want to ask other questions, I'll try and answer them. If you ask them while I'm answering other questions, I'll try and write them down and get to them. Who knows how long this is going to go. Hopefully not too long, because I don't want to bore anybody. I want to make this a video worth watching when you weren't tuned into it. So, what is your favorite fruit? Okay, so my favorite fruit, I want to say, and this is a really hard question because do any of you feel like you're a different person every day? Because I feel like I'm a different person every day. But my favorite fruit that I've been able to say for a long period of time, like since I've tried it, is my favorite fruit has been a sapodilla, which is like similar to a sapote or a mammy sapote. They're about this big, so like a little smaller than a mango. That's a good question, Allie. I'll try and get to that. So like a little smaller than a mango. They look almost like they have like a kiwi texture on the outside, but the inside is like this weird, thick, creamy, sugary, cinnamony amazingness. It almost reminds me of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I found a local farmer this year that had them for so long, and I would go to him at every farmer's market I found him at and buy him out of them. Literally buy him out of them. They're so good. So I think that's my favorite fruit. I mean, I love mangoes. I love grapes. I love grapes. I really, really love grapes, and they're such a good, like, just hand to mouth, hand to mouth. But they're also like a mindless snack that I'll just, like, stuff myself sick with. One of those things I'm working on. So anyway, favorite fruit, sapodilla for sure. Favorite vegetable? I don't eat a lot of vegetables, to be honest with you. I eat a lot of greens, and it's mostly for balance. I feel really good when I eat a good combination of fruit and greens. What is my cat doing? So I will eat greens from now and then. The only real vegetable I eat is celery, and I love celery. I love celery. I love juicing celery. Celery and lemon is like my go-to juice. Like, God, I wish I were less lazy. I only have a slow juicer, and it's a really slow juicer, and it takes a lot of time to make a small amount of juice. But I love celery juice like you wouldn't believe. So, favorite vegetable, celery. I'm going to try and not stay on a topic for too long because it gets boring. Am I a fruitarian? So, I don't know, and I haven't been able to find a set consensus on what it even means to be a fruitarian. Some people say it means you only eat fruit. So by that definition, no, I am not a fruitarian. Clearly, I'm not a fruitarian by that definition. Some people say it means the majority of your food comes from fruit, and you mostly eat fruit and greens. So by that definition, I would be a fruitarian. I am not good at giving percentages because I haven't done the math, and I don't ever plan on doing the math, but I would say the majority of my calories, like the major majority, like above 85%, I would like to say above 90% of my calories come from fruit. I typically eat fruit until dinner. I don't even know what those words mean, by the way. I'm really trying to detach from those weird words that we've made up that have no meaning, like dinner and 12 o'clock and schedule. None of that means anything to me. But typically most of the day I eat fruit, and then at dinner I eat a big salad, which only has like 1/10, if that, of the portion of my calories for the day. And most of those calories still come from tomatoes and cucumbers, which are technically fruit. So by the definition I can relate to, yes, I'm a fruitarian. But I don't even know what that word means. And I can't come to a conclusion because everybody has a different opinion. I don't eat 100% fruit. I do eat most fruit. Most of my diet is fruit. Sangeet asked, do you buy organic? Almost always. And this is something that's a big dilemma in the raw community. And when I first was reading up on this, it was like I was looking for someone to tell me I didn't have to buy organic because organic is expensive. And you will find a million people saying, oh, I don't taste a difference. I don't see a difference. I don't feel a difference. But I do feel a difference. So I didn't really buy organic for the first 6 months I was raw. Maybe once in a while, if I saw a good price, I would buy organic. But when I started juicing, I felt like it was really essential to buy organic because you're not digesting. There's no fiber. Everything's just kind of going straight into your bloodstream. And who wants pesticides going straight into their bloodstream? So I started buying organic to be juicing. And immediately I started noticing a difference in how I was feeling immediately. Like, hands down, no questions asked. So, since then, I buy organic. Literally, I hate percentages. They're so stupid. Everybody's always throwing out these percentages. 90% of the time, 95%, nobody's done the math. But the only times I don't buy organic is when I'm really, really hungry and there's nothing organic. For example, I can find an organic watermelon to save my life recently. So I will buy a seeded watermelon. I mean, watermelon have really thick skin, but it's not about that. They're grown in soil full of pesticides. It's not about that. You got to buy organic. If you want to reap the benefits like you would not believe, organic all the way. Organic, like I preach organic before I preach raw. Like, you'll catch me eating cooked organic veggies before you'll catch me eating raw, conventional raspberries. Don't ever buy non-organic raspberries. They're sprayed in pesticides, and washing them with water does not get pesticides off. It does not. It does not. It does not. It does not. Look up how to wash off pesticides, and you'll see that it's like almost impossible because you can't scrub a raspberry. You're just going to scrub it to death. Don't buy conventional berries. You can't scrub the pesticides off. You cannot. You cannot. Don't do it. Next on the list. Sorry to spend so much time on that. Okay, so how was the fruit supply in Montana? I love this question because right now in Montana, it's not the season for any type of fruit. I don't want to eat while I'm trying to talk, but I'm hungry. Okay, so when I was in Montana, it was still cold there. It was in the 60s mostly every day. It's not fruit season. Right now, it's probably just starting huckleberry season, but it wasn't when I was there. However, their grocery stores get all their fruit from California, and the fruit was, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? There was a surplus of organic fruit coming from California, and it was cheaper than it is here in Florida, which right now, I can't believe, but in the grocery stores in Florida, you go and look at a mango and it's like from Guatemala. Meanwhile, there are mango trees everywhere in Florida with unlimited fruit pouring off of them, and we're still going and paying money for a Guatemalan heat-treated, imported mango. It is mango season here in Florida, and we're not getting local mangoes. Most of us aren't. By the way, if you live locally to me in Florida, I can get you local mangoes for free, so just ask me. Next. Oh, so anyway, the fruit supply was excellent in Montana. Watermelons were still expensive, and I did the watermelon cleanse the half of my trip, so that was a little pricey, but when it's all you're eating, it's not that big a deal. You have to keep that in mind. Everybody's like, oh, a juice cleanse is so expensive. I'm going to spend so much money on fruit and vegetables to do a juice cleanse. Yeah, but guess what? You're not spending it on anything else, so it costs the fucking same. Like, people don't understand that. Hey, I want to move to Florida just to get free makeup. That's funny, Allie. Yeah, yes. My uncle has a mango tree, and he only lives here during the winter, so I have, like, pretty much unlimited mangoes. I think when I get back from Ecuador, which I'll get into that, when I get back from Ecuador, I'm probably going to do a mango cleanse or fast or whatever, just because I believe that the healthiest way to live is by eating fresh, local fruit all the time, off the tree. I'm going to take a couple bites while I read down to the next question. Okay, so you already saw, yes, I have pets. My cat, oh, he's right here. My cat is right here. Quito. Hi, the baby. Hi, the baby. He's a little moody with me since I got back from Montana, but we're dealing. So, yes, I have pets. This is what you get with a live video. You have to watch me eat. This is so good. Okay. So, this is a big question, and it's going to take a long time to answer. I'm going to break it up. So, my cousin Jen asked, what is the advice I would give to someone just starting out on a plant-based or a raw diet? She also asked another question that kind of links into this, so I'm gonna group it together. She said also advice for a meat eater wanting to switch to a raw diet. So these things go hand in hand. Here is the biggest thing that I can preach to you. And if you are trying to start on a raw diet, hear these words and live by them. Not just a raw diet, a plant-based diet, a healthier lifestyle. If you're trying to start out practicing self-love, if you're trying to become successful, if you're trying to do anything that is going to change your life. If you want something you have never had, you have to do something you have never done. It sounds so simple, but it isn't. Say it with me. If you want something you have never had, you have to do something you have never done. You've already ate junk food. You've already ate until you feel stuffed. You've already made excuses for what you're eating. You've already Googled the reasons to not start the new diet. You've already stayed in bed till 4 p.m. You've already yelled at your kids. You've already fought with your husband. You've already done all that. None of that is the answer to getting something you've never had. What is it that you want that you've never had? And that answer should be your reason for going raw, going plant-based, going vegan, starting your new business, moving to a new place. Those are the whys, and now you have to figure out the how. How are you going to do it? Not by doing the same things you've already done. Let me see some things I've written down. So the common mistake of people starting something new, like a new diet or a new routine, is that they're looking for ways to keep new ways to keep doing what they've already done. You don't look for new ways to eat junk food as a vegan. Don't do it. Don't look for new ways to keep eating salty, high-fat foods as a vegan. Stop. Because people get it in their head, well, if I go vegan, I'm going to lose weight. If I go raw, I'm going to lose weight. Maybe, but not if you're still looking for ways to keep up your old habits. So for a raw vegan, that means you're not going to be eating every type of thing that says it's raw. Don't go buying store-bought kale chips that are full of oil and coconut and cashews and salt. No, forget it. Forget it. Now you're looking for reasons to keep up your old habits. And when you're going vegan, that means still eating Oreos. Well, good thing I went vegan. I can still have French fries. Doesn't that defeat the purpose? If you went vegan for the animals and you don't give a fuck about your health, good for you. Yay for animals. I love you to death and I support your journey. But you can't give to the world without giving to yourself. And the second you start putting yourself first, you have so much more to give. Let me repeat that. When you put yourself first, it is not selfish. It makes you into the fully available person that can give to everyone. You cannot do that if you're not putting yourself first. And putting yourself first means putting your health first. Putting yourself first means putting your health first. Don't ever believe anything else. If you are not putting your health first, you are not putting yourself first, because without your health, you literally have nothing. So, what was the point of this? If you are just starting out on a raw diet or a vegan diet, you have to make this your mantra. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. Please stop trying to go raw by doing the same things you already did cooked, only raw. Oh, I'll just binge eat a bunch of nuts in the middle of the night. Well, that's not any really different than binge eating what you used to eat in the middle of the night. You can't keep doing the same things you've always done and expecting new results. Same thing for going plant-based. You can't just be loading your salad up with a bunch of vegan fucking ranch dressing and oil and nuts, and low fat is pretty much essential. And I know there are people that disagree with me, and I don't care, because all I have seen is the opposite. Low fat is essential for your brain function, for mental clarity. You need to keep it low fat, 10% or less. I really, really firmly believe 10% or less. low fat. Forget the nuts. You don't have to completely forget the avocado, but keep the avocado to a minimum. They're addictive. I can't really have avocado because I want to eat like 1,000 avocados. Bring me the hair tie, baby. He's feeling left out. So just be smart. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying, well, at least it's raw, at least it's vegan. That doesn't mean it's healthy and you're not an idiot. To get to the point where you're trying to go raw or trying to go vegan, you can't be an idiot, which means you know that drenching your salad in oil is not going to help you. Just follow people on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook that have already done it and watch their videos religiously if you have to. The second that you're doubting yourself, the second you're feeling like you don't feel motivated, the second it seems easier to go out with your friends, watch those videos. Think of the reason you got inspired to follow this lifestyle and do it over and over and over. Don't stop. The second you feel doubt, watch those videos, read those blogs, read those books. Keep doing it over and over and over. And hold on to that. You have to keep yourself inspired. Because the second you get back into the, well, at least I'm doing this and tomorrow I'll be better, you might as well call it quits because that's not going to get you anywhere. And you need to find the balance between being easy with yourself and being strict with yourself. Because if you are so strict with yourself and you say, well, I'm raw vegan and anything I do elsewhere means I'm not raw vegan, then you might slip and then you go, fuck it. And you just eat whatever you want and do whatever you want and you say, fuck it, and you feel useless and you combine yourself into this box. And the second you slip a little bit outside the box, you say, fuck that box, I don't belong in that box, and you quit. But the alternative to that is telling yourself, well, I'm being easy with myself. I'm being gentle with myself. This is a hard transition, and you're already making excuses for fucking up, and you're setting yourself up for failure. End of story. Next question. Boop, 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 boop. If any of you have questions, by the way, while I'm talking, go for it. So yeah, I'm just going to keep saying that. I'm probably just going to keep saying it during this video. I'm just going to say it for no reason. If you want something you've never had, do something you've never done. End of story. Trying to find my next question. Somebody asked me how I deal with friends and family. They weren't super specific about that, but there's a couple different angles I can take on that. So in one aspect, how do I deal with people that don't understand my lifestyle? I explain it to them if they ask. In the beginning, I was pretty defensive. I felt like I always had to just defend my choices. I've gotten to a point where the people who want to change their life are going to ask you for advice, and the people who don't are not. So trying to force the information on people who aren't hearing it is not going to get you anywhere. So for me, I just really try and do my own thing. And when friends and family ask, why are you eating that? Or are you eating this? I'm going to say, oh, this is how I eat. There's nothing really here that I'll eat. Like, for example, today I went to my best friend's graduation party and I brought a big tub of watermelon. I brought blackberries and raspberries and I ate them. And nobody really asked me questions. At one point, some girl said, I love that you're eating berries right now. And I said, do you want some? And she said, no, I'm good. Went back to her own thing. And then someone else said, you just bring your own food everywhere, don't you? I said, yeah, pretty much. She said, I saw you eating watermelon. I'm like, yeah, I bring my own food. And nobody pushed it, so I didn't push it. So you only have to explain yourself as much as you want to. It sounds complicated, but it's not. And in the beginning, you're going to feel really defensive because people are going to get up your ass about shit. But the truth is, the longer you are this way, the less people are going to bug you about it because they realize, well, that's just how she is. And the second you go vegan or raw vegan, everybody you know turns into a nutritionist and they know everything about nutrition. Meanwhile, you know, you can look at them and tell they're unhealthy and it never ends. I have people all the time tell me, what about protein? What about protein? I'm like, do you want to go there? Do you want me to ask you which of us is doing better, health-wise? Do you want me to go there? But I don't ever get to that point. I just say, I get enough, plants have protein, and I let it go. But sometimes it's very difficult to not get into a point where somebody says, you need protein, and I'm just like, you need fiber. You need vitamin C, you need vitamin D, you need vitamin that you're not getting because all you eat is protein. But I don't do that. Sometimes it is a battle. I say to myself, you are at least 80 pounds overweight and you're telling me I need protein. How do you get the right to tell anybody? But that's negative energy. You don't need it. You don't need it. Just push it away. Push it away. So anyway, I deal with friends and family by only discussing my food choices with them when they ask and not bothering feeling defensive. You really have, if you're just starting out, you really have to look forward to people stopping. They're going to stop asking you questions and they're going to stop judging you because they realize you're still doing it and you're still thriving. And if they do start asking you questions, it's going to be about how you transitioned and what they can do to start doing what you're doing. Look at my cat's glowing eyes in the background. Kito! Look at those glowing eyeballs. He looks like a crazy person. You want to play with the hair tie? You want to play with the hair tie? Anyway, so that's how I deal with them. They also specified trying to deal with them being unhealthy unnecessarily, and it's hard, but there's no point in forcing your views onto somebody. If somebody's not asking and they're not open and ready to hear it, they're not going to absorb it. If you told me 1 year ago that I could water fast for a week and it would reset my digestion, I'd say you have an eating disorder. If you told me 1 year ago that I was going to live really... He put the hair tie in my salad. This is one of his things that he does, is that he thinks that this is a good idea. Get out of here. So, like I said, you're not able to absorb new information until you're open to absorbing new information. That's it. So there's no point in arguing your position with someone that's not ready to hear it. I'm reading your comment, Josh. Okay. That's a very good question. Josh asked if I get frustrated eating meals with non-vegan people. He says, really, it's really started to bug him. Lately, it's really started to bug him. He doesn't want to hear how good their burger is. Okay. Sorry. I just need to take a couple bites of food. So the short answer is yes. I get very frustrated. However, more often than not, lately, I have begun to become comfortable avoiding those situations the majority of the time. I became slippery for a while because my boyfriend went vegan for a really long time and he decided to not be vegan. And he had agreed to not order food that smells at restaurants together, but it still was making me feel sick. And so I have opted to not go to restaurants with him anymore. Although, again, recently we watched What the Health, and he admitted to wanting to approach the lifestyle differently. Whatever, that's neither here or there. Yes, I get frustrated, but it is your choice to go to eat with these people. And I've gotten to a point where I believe that I am no longer going to sit at a table where I know that dead animals are being served. And it's a hard decision to make because you will miss out on social encounters. It can be different, if you're going to a party and there's somewhere else you can excuse yourself to while other people are eating, or you're not confined, trapped to a table where they're eating. But for me, I'm never going to sit in an Outback again. I'm not ever going to sit in a steakhouse again. I'm not ever going to sit at a Thanksgiving table again. And it's, hi baby. What's up? Oh, I'm sorry. And it's a point where it's a combination. The frustration has to do with knowing that everyone there is well aware, first of all, that I'm vegan. And when you're sitting with a vegan, you are unable to ignore the fact that someone at that table is acknowledging the suffering that had to happen for the food. Oh, okay. He put it right back in my salad. They're all acknowledging that the suffering had to happen, and they just are ignoring it. So that's frustrating. And then you also know that, I don't remember what you wrote. Just type it again. Unless it's personal. I don't know if I can check it. Sorry for confusing. I was reading a comment. And it's also frustrating because you know that the most healthful thing for people, and you're sitting with people that have health ailments very often, and they complain about them, and it's like, you want so badly to say, and this is something that I do on a regular basis when people post, oh, I have this, I have psoriasis, I say, just so you know, eliminating this food is very beneficial. If you want, I won't say, do this, do this, do this. I'll say, if you want advice on things I know to be true at helping eliminate that, please let me know. And that's a better way than saying, you have to do this and you have to do that. You have to blah, blah, blah. So anyway, yes, it's frustrating, and I'm just doing it less and less. I can't. Today was my best friend's graduation, and I had to be around people eating certain foods, and I did my best to avoid them, but you pick and choose your battles, and for me, it basically means I don't go out to eat very often anymore because I don't have very many close vegan friends, and I'm okay with that. Something I've also started doing is having Skype dates with my vegan friends, because sometimes you just want to share a meal with people. Skype dates. And we just sit and stare at each other while we eat food and talk about nothing. This life is really what you want it to be. And social media allows for us to connect with so many people. So if that's what you're looking for, connect and connect and connect, and just keep going for it. I mean, I've made some of the most meaningful connections of my life since going vegan, and they're with people I've never physically met in person. And I mean, I keep planning to push that and keep meeting these people, but you just have to do what feels right for you. And you don't have to do anything that doesn't feel right for you. That's something I want to say over and over again. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Like, stop doing things you don't want to do. I don't want to sit at a table where somebody's eating a steak ever again. And I don't want to sit at a table where my entire family is, you know, so proud of the turkey that died for them. I just don't want to do it. And I'm not gonna. Oh, well. It's not because I think I'm better than you. It's because I'm choosing not to suffer. Suffering is a choice. That puts me in a really bad place. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to choose to be in a place where I feel like crap. So I'm not gonna. So that is my answer to that. Yes, I get frustrated. My best solution is to not do it. You don't have to do it. If everybody's going out, all your friends are going out, say, I'll meet up with you guys after somewhere else. Or don't go. And just find a vegan Facebook friend to share a meal with on Skype. Don't go. Don't go. All right. Amanda, if you want to ask your question again, here, I'll answer. I don't think I can check Instagram while the video is still going. Let's see. Somebody asked me what my exercise routine is like. So, I don't have an exercise routine. I hate forced exercise, which has really given me a lot of resistance to the gym lately. But since being back in Florida, I realized that my outdoor surroundings are not ideal and I need to move my body and I need endorphins flowing to feel good. So I have been back in the gym. For me, it's just more about the amount of time I move my body every day, and I need to move my body for like 2 full hours every day to feel good. For a while, I was lifting weights every day, doing squats, legs, leg presses, arm pulls. I was doing all that combined with about an hour of cardio. And it just started to feel mundane and forced. And so I started trying to take my exercise outside. I took a real long break from forced exercise where it was like if I got in exercise, I didn't. Since I was in Montana, I was hiking 10 to 12 miles every other day. And on the days I wasn't, getting in swimming and walking. So with that being said, since I've been back, I'm just trying to keep up that level of hourly activity, but it's not looking the same, obviously, because you can't go hiking in Florida. So my goal is just to move my body every day as much as I possibly can. What's in your salad? Okay, that's a good one. So let's see if I can, okay. It doesn't look as good now. It looked really nice when I first got it made. So I have arugula, that's the only green. I have sun-dried tomatoes and mushrooms that I soaked in coconut water. Sometimes I put some type of spice in there, but I didn't this time. And then just heirloom, like mini tomatoes. They're all different shapes and sizes. I don't know the names of those types of tomatoes. Sometimes I'll squeeze lemon juice on this, but I just kind of poured a little bit extra of the coconut water in there. And I'm digging in. Oh, baby. So my friend Justin asked if I think fruit-based is best or plant-based is best or a mix of both. Here is my honest answer. I think that the healthiest diet for our bodies is eating what is local, ripe, and in season, and that is it. Raw. So for some people that may mean foraging mangoes or citrus or something like that. And when I say local in season, I mean like the best optimal, you can't do anything better, is like mono meals of foraged fruit. But I know that's not ideal for everybody. So what's local and in season? And if you live somewhere cold where nothing is local and in season and you have no intentions of moving, it may be best to eat plant-based, because eating shipped in fruit you don't know where it came from, that isn't organic, that isn't in season, that may have been heat treated, vacuum sealed, that's not good for you. People who eat raw tend to get on this high horse. For me, I want to kiss the feet of anybody eating plant-based. Whole food plant-based diet is just amazing. You're not going to get cancer eating a whole food plant-based diet. You're not. You're not going to get heart disease eating a whole food plant-based diet. Now let me focus in for 1 second on what it means to eat a whole food plant-based diet. That means No oil. Oil is not a whole food. Whole foods mean they have all the macronutrients. That means, and people don't think of fiber as a macronutrient, it is an essential macronutrient. So that means fiber, carbs, protein, and fat in every single food that you eat. Every food in this bowl has all of those macronutrients. They are essential. Now, Kimmy, what do you mean in terms of starches? Because there are a lot of starches, and people refer to starches as different things. Anyway, I truly believe raw is best. I believe local and seasoned food is best. I mean, hi, baby. I see. I'm sorry. But I think that plant-based is amazing and beautiful and healing and cleansing and will keep you healthy and vibrant. They're like a different plane, but there's nothing wrong with a plant-based diet, and I embrace and admire everybody that does it. How do I make the comments show up? Okay. Bread, pasta, and potatoes. Okay. Kimmy, for me, when I first started, before I was raw, before I was vegan for the animals, I read a book called Eat to Live. And it really put into perspective the value of nutrient per calorie ratio. So let's just say you're going to eat 100 calories of spinach. Or you're going to eat 100 calories of pasta. One is very high nutrient, one is very low nutrient. And the lower the nutrient per calorie, the less benefits you're going to reap and the more weight you're going to gain. And if you're giving yourself a limit of daily calories and you're going to get all those calories from low nutrient foods, you're going to be malnourished and it's going to lead you to cravings and lead you to hunger. Sorry, I'm hiccuping. So that was very eye-opening for me, just to even process the fact that all of those things lead me to continue to crave more foods, because if you're not getting enough nutrients, you're going to keep craving more foods. And if you're used to going back to those low nutrient foods, it's never going to stop. So nothing is ever going to be enough until you are fully satiated, and that will only happen when you get the nutrients you need. High nutrient foods. Now, the other thing that I think of is that all of those foods, I'm just packing in calories without getting nutrients, and it's like basically packing on weight. They're low energy providing. You really just need to look into the reasons that those foods are not helping you. And one thing to do, I don't really think about the starch factor. I just think about how there's so many calories, not that a lot of nutrients, and they digest very slowly. And they slow down your mental state. They slow down your digestion. They make you tired. They make you sluggish. And to get off of them, as hard as it sounds, you need to just like commit to a week not doing them. Everything requires you to form a habit. The first day or 2 or 3 of anything is going to be hard, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, whatever you're trying to quit, the first couple days of it are going to be really, really hard. But you have to want the end result more than you want whatever you want right now. The definition of discipline to me is choosing what you want most over what you want now. So if you want most to live vibrantly and to lose weight and to feel young and to feel healthy, you just have to be able to think that end result in your head and want it more than you want to eat pasta right now. And then you need to do that tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And after about, I know they say 21 days to form a habit, but for me, like 5 days of not having something, I don't really need it. And you have to keep in mind that your stomach flora determines your cravings. So if you ate pasta yesterday, tomorrow you're going to crave pasta. and you're going to crave pasta until that's all completely out of your system. So you have to give it time, and you have to keep watching videos like this and videos of people doing what you want to be doing to be able to do it. You have to keep yourself motivated. And every time you think, well, it'll just be easy to go and make some pasta right now, pour some salt and butter on it and call it a day. Don't do it. Watch a video like this. You just have to power through that shit. There's no quick fix. There's no easy answer. Research, research, research all the reasons you shouldn't be eating it. Research, research, research all the reasons you should be eating as much fruit as you can possibly handle, and vegetables and raw living foods and plant-based foods, and make yourself feel good, make yourself get pumped. And anytime you're doubting yourself, go back to the things that motivate you over and over and over again. And don't ever stop until it becomes such a habit that it doesn't feel like work to you. Like, not eating pasta is not work to me. I don't remember the last time I ate pasta. I have no desire to eat pasta. Not eating pasta is not even something that I process. But there was a time where I was like, how am I going to not eat pasta? Not eating dairy? Are you kidding me? When I was a child, I had a birthday where my dad bought me cheese. That was like my birthday present. I loved cheese. So when I decided to go plant-based, I quit cheese first because I knew it'd be the hardest. And I focused on just that. No cheese. And I don't remember the last time I ate cheese. So it just gets easier. It sounds so hard, but it just gets easier. And you have to think like, I lucked out. I discovered this early, but it's never too late, you know? 2 years ago, I was a drunk mess all the time. I was an alcoholic. I was drinking every single day. And when I wasn't drinking, I was eating whatever I felt like it. I was still exercising, but it didn't matter because I was getting like probably 1,500 calories worth of alcohol every day, and then still eating food. I was eating so much seafood and just all this protein and screwing up my digestion and filling my body with parasites, like unhealthy garbage. Just awful. And then when I came off the alcohol, I knew that the only way to stay sober was to put all of my attention on just staying sober. I couldn't put it on what I was eating, couldn't put it on anything. So for me, just staying sober meant eating a bunch of sugar. Endlessly eating sugar, but I knew I'd never progress past that stage if I didn't get myself to the point where I didn't think I needed alcohol anymore. So I let myself eat junk food, sugar, all night long. I lay in bed all day because I was so depressed. So depressed. I hated myself. I was so depressed. Lay in bed all day, and then I'd get up at like 10 p.m. and I would just eat sugar all night long. And I gained weight. Even though I quit drinking, which was where the majority of my calories, I gained weight and I gained weight and I gained weight. And then when I finally burst out of the depression, I said, remember how good you felt when you used to eat plant-based? And I reread Eat to Live by Joel Fuhrman. If you're just trying to be plant-based, read Eat to Live by Joel Fuhrman. He has another one about grains. I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and link it. And one about fasting. I love fasting, but I won't get into that now. This video is way too long. I'm going to end it as soon as I can. And I said, remember how good you felt plant-based? But I was still in this self-loathing stage of getting over my alcoholism, that doing something for me wasn't enough. Read it, Kimmy. Read it again. I've read that book so many times, and it helps me every time. Just commit and message me and Facebook me and talk to people that have been there and done that, and it'll keep you motivated. So anyhow, so I was still in this stage of sort of self-loathing, just thinking about all the time I wasted being an alcoholic and all the memories that I could barely remember from drinking all the time, and the relationships I ruined, and the relationship with my boyfriend that I almost ruined, and all the things that I took for granted from drinking, and I hated myself, and doing something for myself wasn't enough. Going plant-based for myself wasn't enough. So I said to myself, you need to find a documentary about what happens to the animals and force yourself to watch it. And even though I already knew, we all know what happens to the animals, but sometimes you have to see it. Think of that. You have to see it. So if that's something you're struggling with, staying vegan, watch Earthlings. Watch 5 minutes of Earthlings. So I watched Veggicated, and that got me vegan for good. I still was eating tortilla chips and things like that for a little while, but I was vegan, and I was set on being vegan. And then I pushed myself a little further, and I went totally whole food plant-based, and for some reason 80-10-10 kept going pop, pop, pop. Everywhere I looked, it was 80-10-10. I bought the book, I read the book, and never looked back. So if you're trying to go raw, 80-10-10, I really recommend it. I also recommend you subscribe to my channel. I recommend you subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. I'm going to be doing live videos as often as I can because it's the only way they reach people is to keep producing content. Keep producing content. 50 minutes of content is too much, but same, Allie. I do not even 5 minutes. Like the hardest crying that's ever existed for me. But so anyhow, just keep watching and reading and doing the things that motivate you. And when something comes into your head that makes you feel negative or makes you, like if you start looking up the reasons raw vegan is unhealthy, just stop that shit. You're just looking for an excuse to not do what you know is best for you. Do what you know is best for you and watch the videos and read the books and talk to the people that have done it and keep on doing it. Don't doubt yourself. I'm going to go because 50 minutes is way too long for a video. Nobody's ever going to watch this whole thing unless they were already here for it. I love you guys. Next time I do a Q&A, I'm probably going to try and keep it to like 10 questions, or maybe I'll do a, like I'll just not start with questions. I'll only do questions you ask while I do it. But anyhow, I love you guys so much. I'm really glad you watched. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, please, please. Let me know if you're going to be at any fruit festivals or vegan festivals. I would love to connect. I would love, love, love to connect. I would love to not spill my salad everywhere. Sorry, guys. All right. Goodbye. I love you. Mwah.